All right, Bobby, you can take over from here. You have the introduction and
Right.
let them go.
Right. Okay. Very good. Thank you, Rich. We would like to welcome Camilla Ramcharan and Vanessa Jones to our Friday, June 25th, Cascade BMA board member. So they are representatives of Arbor Terrace at Cascade, and we are very proud to have them with us this evening. So Camilla, Vanessa, you guys can take it from here.
Thank you so much. Well, I'll start off by introducing myself and telling you a little bit about myself. So my name is Camilla, and I am the Community Sales Director at Arbor Terrace Cascade. I've been with our company for 5 years, but I've been with our Cascade family going on for 2 years, and I absolutely love it. And this right here is not a job for me. It's my passion. I love my seniors. I love being able to serve them, and they also give me a sense of purpose. So that's why I do what I do. And I'll let Vanessa take the opportunity to introduce herself and tell her a little bit about herself.
Good evening, everyone. I am Vanessa Jones. I'm the Executive Director at Arbor Terrace at Cascade, and I started my my tenure of service at Arbor Terrace at Cascade back in 2008. I joined the community as the Business Office Director, and so I've been there for 14 years. And it's been a very interesting 14 years, and a lot of growth and development, and a lot of learning and getting to, you know, learn this community, because I grew up in the South DeKalb area, and I'm a native Atlantan or Georgia peach, so to speak. So one of the original Grady babies, as one of the terms that's tossed about, you know, for being a native Atlantan. But being at Arbor Terrace at Cascade for the 14 years that I've, you know, it's been a joy to take care of our seniors, to be of service to them, and to be that place where families consider and move forward with when it's time to make hard decisions about their loved ones. And being from the business office standpoint, you know, I got to learn the operations from a financial standpoint, but now being the executive director a little over a year, there's a whole nother hat that you have to wear, a whole level of higher level of responsibility and accountability, not only to the community residents, but their families and our staff as well. So it's been a journey, and I look forward to continuing in this role. And I appreciate the Cascade Business Association and the relationship that we've established with you, and hopefully we can continue that relationship.
Thank you, Vanessa. So with our Cascade family, we've been serving the community since 1999, and we were recently awarded the Best Assisted Living and Best Memory Care by the U.S. News and World Report. So we are really excited about that and very grateful for that too.
Congratulations.
So, thank you so much. So we're actually going to start off with a message from our president, Judd Harper.
Hi, I'm Judd Harper, president of the Arbor Company, and I'm honored today to speak directly to you, our partners. The Arbor Company has been a choice for seniors since 1988, and our focus is to deliver the very best every single day to our residents. But we know that we can't do this alone, and that's why our partnership with you is so important. Your market is home to hundreds of senior living options, and I can only imagine how difficult your job can be when you are working with families to find the best fit for them, especially during a pandemic. We want to make the process as easy as possible for you and the seniors and their families that we all serve. We are committed to providing great services to you with timely, attentive, and responsible interactions that meet your needs and hopefully save you a little bit of time in the process. We want to partner with you to problem solve for these families and work together to ensure the best outcomes. Please know that when our team is working with you, we make every decision with the resident in mind. And we understand that no two residents are the same. As we meet a new potential resident, we make what we call deep connections with the resident and their family. The time that we take to make those connections may make our process seem a bit more complex than other senior living providers, but we find it results in the best outcomes for everyone. Beyond deep connections, we are committed to providing you with a guaranteed care assessment within 24 hours. And our sales team will review that assessment with the family within 2 hours after it's complete, so that the family can understand the care plan and the costs. If a family needs to move into one of our communities outside of regular business hours, we are committed to making sure the resident is greeted by 2 key department heads from the community. This ensures that a family's first experience with us is welcoming and nurturing. These are just a few of the standards we have put in place to ensure smooth transitions for you and the seniors we serve. If you ever feel we are not living up to these standards, please send us a message via email at referralpartners@arborcompany.com. Our team monitors this inbox and will work to get your questions and concerns addressed quickly. Thanks for your time today. We value your partnership and look forward to continually working together in the future. Hi.
So some of the services that we provide at Cascade, one thing that Judd mentioned in his video is we treat every resident as individuals because we know they all have their own needs and desires, and no two residents are the same. So at our Cascade community, we provide 3 meals daily for our residents, or breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We do weekly housekeeping and laundry services for them. We have maintenance service on site as well, and do daily engagement activities. I always like to say that it's like a resort where they come, enjoy themselves, and we cater to their every needs. And we also do personalized care. So some of the services that we offer is medication management, but assistance with daily activities such as bathing, dressing, and toileting. And it truly depends on where our residents are and their needs at that time. So we have assisted living and memory care neighborhoods, and we like to call them neighborhoods because that's where they are. They're actually both at our community. Now with assisted living, those are for our residents whose memory loss is not immediate, and they may just need some help with their daily activities. Most of our residents come for the socialization aspect as well, or they may just need medication management, but just need to be around other seniors who are their own age so that they can have conversations with someone else. For memory care is designed for a secured environment for our residents who has Alzheimer's or other related memory impairments. So for our residents or our staff members who work in memory care, is more of a specialized day that we organize for our residents. We do personalized care plan for each of our residents, and we have a personalized engagement calendar with activities catered to each neighborhood. Because when it comes to dementia, and again, how far along our residents are, we cater to their individual needs and what they can handle at that time. Now, with the Atlanta market, there are communities all about. There are assisted living communities, memory care communities, independent living communities. But when we think about Arbor, we think about how we're different. So the first one is we are Atlanta. Our corporate company is actually based right here out of Atlanta. And we've been in business for over 30 years, where we specialize in independent living, assisted living, and memory care. And when it comes to our community, we're care focused. So we're focused on our residents' needs, and we're not sales focused. When our nurse, Lakeisha, does an assessment with any resident, we assess our residents not only physically of the things that we can assist them with, but also cognitively. And we make sure that they're a good fit for our community when it comes to the other residents that we have at the community as well. Sometimes we may have families who will come and visit with us, but their loved ones may not need assistance quite yet. They may need to be in an independent living and then transition to our assisted living, or we may have some families whose loved ones need to be in a skilled nursing community. And these are the conversations we have with families, because we want to be sure when our resident joins us, they are truly a good fit for our community. When it comes to engagement, we have a whole engagement team that's dedicated to the activities that we engage our residents in. And notice that I said engage, because we don't just have activities that we're trying to keep our residents busy. We do activities that's going to engage them educationally, culturally, physically, and then also just to have a little bit of fun. We also have a corporate team that helps us when it comes to the activities that we do. So again, we try to focus on things that our residents are going to enjoy and in a safe manner as well. So we partner with IN2L, which is called It's Never Too Late, and a system that allows us to do virtual visits of other countries and other states. Our residents are able to still visit these places and learn a little bit about them. We also have a family Sagely app, and that's where our families are able to stay connected with their loved ones, although they're not quite at the community. So what we would do is every time a resident participates in an activity, we'll check them in, and families can receive weekly alerts of all the things their loved one participated in. And that way it gives them a sense of still being at the community. And they're also able to view a live calendar. So let's say they're on the phone with their mom and they're seeing, oh, it's Sheer Fitness at 11. They can always tell their mom or their dad, hey, there's Sheer Fitness going on. Why don't you go and participate in that? So we're very proud of that program that we have at the community. And we also sit on the board of the Dementia Action Alliance as well. So it gives us more insight to how to cater to our residents who are living in dementia and how to train our staff to make sure they're adequately trained as well. Which brings me to training. So we spend a lot of money and a lot of time training our staff members, and everyone in the community is trained so that we know what our residents are going through, and we can know how to treat them with empathy and respect as well. Dine-in. So dine-in, we actually have a program called Dine-in with Dignity. And those are for our residents who are so far along in their dementia that they may not be able to have the regular meals like some of the other residents. So what we do is we offer a special technique in which we are able to prepare their food in which they'll still have the same nutritional values, but they're in a way that the residents can maintain their independence as well. We have a program, our gem leveler program, and we do the best to understand our residents so we can know how to cater to them. So with our gem leveler program, what we do is, again, we assess our residents physically, but also cognitively. When we assess them according to the gem level, it helps us to determine what our residents are still able to do rather than what they can no longer do. This also helps us with residents so they can have stimulating conversation with others. So as you can see the flyer on the screen, let's say we have a Sapphire. A Sapphire is a fully independent resident who is able to communicate. Again, their mind is very sharp versus a resident who is an Emerald. An Emerald is a resident who one day they may see an 85-year-old woman or male, but then in a couple hours, they may see a 26, 27-year-old man. So sometimes they're in different places. And for a Sapphire and an Emerald to have a conversation, it can become uncomfortable, but it also, again, is not a very stimulating conversation. So knowing where our residents' gem levels are, we're able to connect them with other residents who they can connect with. And that way it's more comfortable for them as well. Now, again, we understand that anyone can take their business anywhere, but here are some reasons why you should trust us. So for one, our people. As Vanessa mentioned, she's been with the Cascade family for 14 years. We have over maybe 10 staff members that's been with the community at least 5 years. And I think that speaks volumes, because it shows that our staff enjoys what they're doing. It helps us because as our residents are aging in place with us, we're familiar with them and they're familiar with us. And we even had a staff member who used to work with us as a CNA. And right before she left for a better opportunity, she moved her grandma into the community. And I think that speaks volumes, that it shows that we treat our residents as our family, and it also speaks on the care that we're providing to them as well. Deep connections. We build our deep connections with all of our residents. We want to get to know who they are, and we want to get to know their story as well. Knowing our residents' stories, we can know how to design the day around them. What do they like to do? What don't they like to do? And that way we can also incorporate things if we aren't already doing it for that specific resident as well. And then experience. So as I shared, we've been in the business for over 30 years, but we also put our money where our mouth is. And we have our 60-day money back guarantee. Now, we're so sure that when we have a resident join us, they're absolutely going to love it. But if for some reason they're not satisfied with the services that we're providing and there's absolutely nothing we can do, then we will offer their money back and also assist in finding a community that may be a better fit for them. Now, this right here is also very special to us, our Arbor Company blog. And this is a resource not only for our families, but also our residents and their loved ones. And with our blog, as you can see, we have different topics, we have videos, we have frequently asked questions when it comes to navigating how to choose the right community for your loved one, and also how to have difficult conversations. You know, some of our residents have been living in their homes for years, and they're thinking, I don't need to move. I'm perfectly fine at home. Or they aren't enough, that they need the care. So sometimes it's difficult to have those conversations with your loved ones, especially when they're your parents, your grandparents, and they're looking at it, well, you're just my child. You need to listen to what I'm telling you to do. So in our blog, you're able to find those topics on how to approach those conversations, how to prepare for senior living. When you're visiting communities, what questions to ask, have a checklist. Do you have a power of attorney for your mom? Do you have a living will? You know, how to prepare for when these moments are coming, but also how to prepare before crisis happens. Because most of the time our families, while they do try our best to prepare, they wait until it's too late. And that's what we're here for. We're here to educate them and provide these resources to them so that when mom or dad comes to our community, they're in a place where they can enjoy the amenities that we have. All right. And Vanessa, is there anything that you want to add?
One of the things that I look forward to when someone is coming into the environment, and it's part of the agreement, it's called the 10 elements of partnership. And that is really very important for us to communicate to the families and to the loved ones who are entrusting their mother, father, or grandparent in our environment. And so we like to establish a really good partnership with the POA or the person who we would consider the responsible party, so that we can lay the foundation for understanding that we are open to questions if you have any concerns about the care that we provide. Also communicating the key partners within the community that we want you to communicate with. Let's say if you have a care concern, we want those care concerns to go to the nurse or someone in our care department. If there's an operations concern, it would come to me. If it was an engagement concern, we've got an engagement director who you would speak with about what mom is doing or what dad is doing on a daily basis. How are they acclimating to the social environment? And so all of the key department heads are very experienced in what they do, and establishing this partnership is very important, so that when we have those instances where someone's not satisfied with something, we know who to go to. I, of course, am the buck stops with me, of course. But and I am open to having conversations about concerns. But we also want to know when that you feel like things are going well, and we encourage your feedback, and making sure that we understand what your concerns are, and so how that we can address those concerns. And ultimately, my goal is for anyone coming into our environment that they are safe and that they're well cared for. And it's not only the individual resident, but we also want the family members to feel like that they're being embraced and cared for as well. So it's truly a partnership that that I embrace and want to impart to the families that this is what we're getting into. It's a partnership. And so that's that's one of the things I want to express at this time, to as being the leader of the community. I have a team of people, and Camilla is excellent at her job, that we rely on each other, and we support each other. And being the leader is a task, is a lot of responsibility, but I do have a good team of people working with me. And our care staff, they really care. We serve really good food to our residents. And so I think, anyone coming into our environment after they've come in, had a conversation with Camilla, had the opportunity to tour, speak with the department heads, and also engage with some of the residents so you can get firsthand information from a resident about how they feel about being in the environment. It just goes towards, making Cascade, Arbor Terrace at Cascade, a very special place.
Can I just say that Camilla is rock solid when it comes to like expressing what your parent needs. And we went as far as a virtual kind of assessment, I think, with my mom. But we just found out that, her care was not what they provided at the time. So that's as far as we went. But I can tell you that thing that she said is absolutely the God's honest truth. She really got to know who my mom was. She got to know who we were, what kind of care we were looking for. And I don't know, maybe you guys remember sometimes back that I was also looking at Arbor Terrace for my father as well when he was in that situation before he passed. So I can't, what she's saying is absolutely true. And they do make you feel very, very welcome. They even had a sign that said, "Welcome, Mr. and Mrs. McCrae" at the front desk. So I can vouch for everything that she's saying as far as the intake process, not necessarily the care process, because we didn't get to that far, but definitely I've looked at Arbor Terrace a whole different way, especially when I'm dealing with my father, because I was like, I don't know, all those people are hanging out there, but it was the day workers. But yeah. Definitely going in, speaking to the people, seeing the upgraded facility, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I think I asked a question in the chat, is that now that mom's here, do you guys offer daycare opportunities where she can come out and hang out for the day or something?
So unfortunately, we do not. We do offer a respite stay. So for our respite stay, they are for some residents whose loved ones are their caregivers, and sometimes they need a break. So we do have a minimum 2-week respite stay where our residents are able to come to a furnished apartment. They just bring their clothes, their toiletries, things that's important to them, but they enjoy all the amenities that we have.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies.
I would just like to say that during the early days of COVID, we were so very mindful as an organization of the toll that you guys were experiencing. And you may recall, I'm sure you do, that it was so important for us, to reach out to you guys that we provided lunch,
Yes.
For your staff. And and that was just one of our ways of giving back, and we selected Arbor Terrace because, one, the service that you offer, senior citizens are, they're like at the core of my heart, when it comes to the empathy and the things that, that they're experiencing. My mom is aging. She's 86 now, and she's in Michigan, but we're gradually seeing a decline, but she's still, very good health and what have you. But just thinking about my mom and my grandparents over the years, and to have an organization such as Arbor Terrace, if they were here, in the state of Georgia or the Atlanta area, you guys would definitely be one of my first sources of investigation, for their long care. So I applaud the work that you guys do, and we're so grateful to have such, as DJ just said, your facility is just absolutely beautiful. And Vanessa, I think I heard you mention the food, the quality of food that that you guys serve your residents. And we had one of our annual conferences there. Rich, you probably remember. Max, I think, dropped off already. DJ, that was before you and Melford moved to our area. But at any rate, you guys hosted us for one of our conferences and served us lunch. And that food was really, really good. In fact, I was surprised that the food was as good as it was in an assisted living environment. So thank you again for all of the work that you're doing in the community and the care that you're offering our senior citizens and their families.
You're welcome. And I also want to, say that during the pandemic that we got so much really solid and wonderful and overwhelming support from the community and you, Ms. Powell, your organization and, just some of the churches and, it was overwhelming for me, the amount of the outpouring of support that we got.
Right.
And
Well, we knew, and
I
I'm so
thank you
sorry.
so much for that.
Yeah, we knew that you guys were just in, it was just an awful situation,
It was,
for all of us as a country. But, to have you guys right here in our immediate community, we just wanted to acknowledge that, hey,
Yes.
we are aware of your presence and
Yes.
whatever little bit that we can do, to make your days easier or
Yeah.
just know that someone is thinking about you and caring about you. We wanted to do that.
Yes, and like I said, I am so appreciative because it was a rough patch, as you can
Yes.
well imagine.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we're in a much better place now, coming out of the pandemic and still dealing with the remnants of it because we're not completely out of it. But a lot was learned from it. But the support from the community was just so welcome, and so I appreciate the outpouring of love and support that we got.
Very good. I just saw a note come through in chat from Cherie Johnson. I wasn't aware that Cherie was on, but I know that her mom was there in your facility for a while, and she's addressing that. She says, my mom was a resident at Arbor Terrace and my family, and I certainly appreciated the professionalism and care that she was provided during the time she was there. My dad also was a resident before he passed as well. Very good. Yeah, she said again here that she tried to speak, but we can't hear her. There's a technical glitch between her on our Zoom calls and our connection. We're not sure what that is, but she just wanted you to know that she was trying to give you that feedback verbally.
Thank you so much for that.
They thank you, Cherie. I'm not sure if you heard her or not. And she spoke very highly of you guys. She and I would have conversations periodically, and she definitely shared with me, the care that her mother was getting there and how satisfied she was, with your services.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cherie. Max, are you still on? I saw your name, but now I don't see if I see that you're still there. I just checked.
Still here.
I see you. Yeah, I see you now. You're just not on the front screen. Oh, Dr. Rowell is on. Good afternoon, Dr. Rowell.
Good afternoon. Great presentation.
Very good.
Hi,
Mhm.
is that Dr. Rowell?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing so well. How are you?
Good, and congratulations on your recognition of being, did you say the #1 assisted care facility in the country?
U.S.
Which
News, U.S. News for 2022 and 2023, we were recognized.
That's a big
It's one
deal.
of-
So we definitely need to celebrate that. That's great news.
Right.
And we need to make sure that information is well circulated in this community. As Bobby said, a lot of people are familiar with Arbor Terrace, whether they have family members there or just their experience and interaction with the staff in the past.
Yes,
And so we need to make sure that they know that Arbor Terrace is still going strong and get that word out in the community. So thank you for your presentation.
And we
And I know-
appreciate your support as well.
Right.
You're
And Dr.
welcome.
Rowell, I know you'll put it in your newsletter for the upcoming week, and then we'll promote it as well, on our social media.
Yep.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions or comments or anyone?
I was gonna echo what my wife said, but Dr. Rao said it perfectly. I think if you guys have any information or a flyer or something that you guys have that shows this best assisted living and best memory care, it'll be really awesome. We'd love to share that on social media. I think the community would love to hear that, and they'll
Absolutely.
be behind you 1000% when they hear these kinds of stories. When you have any issues, so just please let's share, and we'll share on.
And we'll communicate with our communications team and get some information for you.
Excellent. And you know that this presentation will be on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
And so that's going to be offered to all of our followers. And we certainly ask that everybody on here, but we already know everyone on here has subscribed and thumbs up and following us. So if anyone, Camelia and certainly Vanessa, have you had a chance to take a look at that?
I haven't,
Yeah.
but I would certainly, I would definitely be on that and subscribing.
Yeah, I'm going to send you both an email with the links. And so, so that you can do that. And then as soon as yours show up, as soon as we edit it and get yours out there, we make sure you know that too.
Okay.
And we have some other goodies coming your way. You know, as I indicated to Camilla, you're going to definitely get one of those notebooks. And Vanessa, you'll get a brand new one. I think you probably have received one from us, and a nice cup that you can utilize. So,
Okay.
and again, as I indicated earlier, to put both on both your calendars, July 12th, right there at the library, we will be having a what we call a networking lunch. So, yeah, this is great. This is great. And I might as well add that if you have any blog that we can put on our website, that you know, more up-to-date information about Arbor Terrace that we can utilize also.
Yeah. And
I can
I
say
would
that
also,
because I'm part of the marketing team.
and as
ahead.
part of our ongoing effort to maintain us, be safe in this pandemic environment,
Mm-hmm.
just to give you an update on our COVID protocols, we are still wearing masks. Our residents residents wear masks, but certainly our staff are still in masks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone entering the community is asked to have on a mask. When families come to visit, they're not required to wear the mask in the apartment when they're visiting a loved one. But when we're throughout the community, we are a masked community. And that's just something that we're, very cognizant of and aware that, we want to maintain that level of safety in our environment.
Excellent.
But I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank
you. Always thank you for sharing. So anyone else?
And then Mr. Wilkins, I'll mention something after listening to Ms. Powell, talking about your parents. Something I always want to share, if you do know anyone who is looking for senior living, or even a resident who's, thinking or considering looking into it, please tell them to do their research early and let them know they're not making any major decisions when they're visiting a community. They're just going out to see what's out there. And that way they can plan early. Because oftentimes when I meet with some of the residents, most of the time they think of our community as a skilled nursing community. So they think it was going to be a clinical setting. So just educating them and then letting them know, no major decision, just go take a look around. We encourage that. And thank you so much too for everyone, Ms. DJ, and everyone who has shared the wonderful experience that you had at our community. Something that you can do to help us, if you do have a minute of your time, is leave us a Google review. A lot of times we have people who will come to the community and let us know the great things they read on the Google reviews, because most of the time they're looking to see what other people think of the community before visiting. So if you can share your feedback, that would be a great help to us too as well.
And thank you,
I would
Camilla.
like to,
Go ahead, Dr. Rowell.
I would like to offer, I think it's a good idea, and I understand it's a mass environment, and I think you can still maintain that, to have an open house. To again, kind of let people know. I get so many calls from people looking for senior housing. Of course, some of them are at different points, but to your point, you don't want to wait till you're in the situation. You want to be familiar with what's available in your community. So I would love to partner with you on that and get some word out in the community about, even if it's just a couple of hours that you have to kind of tell people or have an information session. I think that would be great. And I often hear about parents who are looking to maybe bring, or people who are looking to bring their parents closer to them. And I think that creates a viable option for them. So let's talk further about that and figure out a good time to be able to do something like that in a safe environment, of course.
Correct. Yeah. And what we've had in the past is what we would call conversations before the crisis. And that is bringing together different disciplines, like long-term care, or even funeral homes, or different entities, to talk about having conversations about what if before the what if occurs, and then just educating and providing information, because one of the things that we encounter frequently is someone wanting to come into an environment or looking for placement, and we're unable to receive them in our environment because they're either their dementia has progressed beyond what we can adequately provide care for, or something has occurred where, you know, they're seeking placement, but it's beyond what we can adequately and safely address. And so having conversations before the crisis, having conversations and providing education to families about dementia in the early, you know, when it starts to become a concern, as opposed to when it becomes too much to handle. Those are conversations that we should be having now. And education is a big part of that.
Well, all right then, everyone. So if there's no more questions, then we can let these two ladies start their weekend. Yeah, okay.
So thank you, ladies, again for a wonderful presentation. And as Rich just said, have a great, great weekend.
Mhm.
Thank
So
you.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Take
take
care.
care now.
Have a good night.